quick check of the forecast and what it's going to impact Central Arkansas.
Yeah, we've been watching the remnants of Laura move north and affect not only northern Louisiana, but all of Arkansas, at least in some fashion throughout the day. If you cut Arkansas in half, the eastern side is going to be the messy side with the higher risk of tornadoes and rain. The western and northwest side is going to be at lower risk of tornadoes and rain. So here's where we are now. You can see those bands that are moving across the area with that tornado risk being a little bit higher into the central part of the state and lower for the west and northwest part of the state. As it stands now, it's a Category 2 storm with winds of 110 miles per hour after making landfall out towards Lake Charles earlier in the day. It'll continue making its way north during the course of the afternoon. Here's Futurecast, future radar and clouds throughout the day. As we go through 6 o'clock, you can see those outer bands moving north through lunchtime. We could be seeing a severe thunderstorm and or tornado warnings as early as around 11, 10, 11, 12, sometime late morning or early afternoon as the hurricane continues to lift north and those outer bands make their way into the area. Now, as far as the winds go, the strongest winds will start gusting in the southern part of the state first, closer to 10 o'clock, and then throughout the day you'll see it spread northward. So up towards Camden at about 11:30, and then getting into places like Pine Bluff sometime around 1 or 2 p.m. and Little Rock shortly thereafter. As we head into the afternoon at 3 and 4, you can see winds gusting close to 40 miles an hour, and Hot Springs over 50 miles an hour by 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon, while Fort Smith is closer to 23. Look at Mena, though. From Mena out towards Booneville, Paris, even into Clarksville and Russellville, we'll have gusts closer to 40 miles per hour this afternoon, and we're still gusting strong right on into the evening. In addition to that, the track of heavy rain pretty much bisects the state from the southwest to the northeast. So from Texarkana to Jonesboro, there's going to be a fairly heavy rain axis here where we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 or 7 inches of rain. So there will be flash flooding that takes place later in the day. But notice that the northwest part of the state is around a quarter inch or so, maybe quarter to a half an inch, where the big bullseye is right in the middle of the state. So from Little Rock to the south and then up towards Searcy, we could be looking at some pretty high rainfall totals. Now, as far as it goes this morning, as you wake up with THV 11 and 5 News, our temperatures are in the 70s, 73 at Little Rock, 74 in Fort Smith, 69 just a touch cooler in the northwest part of the state out at Drake Field. And then throughout the day in northwest Arkansas, we'll have less in the way of rain and more clouds with highs in the mid-80s. In the western Arkansas area of Fort Smith out through Clarksville, expect low 80s with scattered showers and storms both this morning and then again from 3 and 4 o'clock. In central Arkansas, the rain chances are going to pick up sometime after 11 into the early afternoon with highs in the low 80s. Then in Hot Springs and southern Arkansas south, we'll start seeing those showers as early as 10 a.m. So the extended forecast in northwest Arkansas picks up the rain chances again for Sunday. Highs will be in the low 80s. Look at Tuesday, though. We actually get a little cooler with that cool front. Same for Fort Smith with those low 80s coming up. High temperatures close to 83 this afternoon. And in Little Rock, we're looking at low 80s. The better chances of tropical storm conditions will exist from Little Rock to Pine Bluff to Camden to all of South Arkansas as the remnants of Hurricane Laura make their way across the state, bringing with it a host of weather threats from flash flooding, also strong winds, and the possibility of some power outages later today. You've got winds in different directions, so we'll have those winds coming out of the northeast early in the day in the first part of the state and the northwest part of the state, and then you're going to have winds shift directions as the tropical storm moves, and a lot of those leafy branches, it's been a wet summer, they'll probably be pulled down, and we could see some isolated power outages. We'll talk more about this coming up.
A standoff in Barling ended peacefully after a man barricaded himself inside his home last night. Police were originally called to the home for a welfare check by the man's family. They were not sure why the man was barricaded. He was unarmed, and the night ended peacefully.